Welcome to the BNR Racing Network. Tonight, as these Cup drivers head to Richmond, I'm going to go over the race information real quick and then let you continue with qualifying. You see here tonight we're at Richmond. It's 0.7th mile. Current track temp is 70 degrees. 67% is the weather. 40% immediately clear skies, 1 mile per hour when they get 75% fuel, 150 laps, 113 miles, 4 sets of tires, and yada yada. Alright, I'm going to go over the starting grid here. P1 would be Justin Steves, P2 would be Brandon Moore, P3 would be Jacob Carter, P4 would be Philip Richmond, P5 would be Skylar Sixton, P6 would be Jason Pearson, P7 would be Aaron Bradford, P8 would be Tyler Myers, P9 would be Joe Stipe, P10 would be James Hudson, P11 would be Campbell, P12 will be Pete Woodrum, P13 will be Anthony Ryan, and P14 will be Robert Amaral. Good evening, Will.
Yes, good evening, Brian.
Richmond again. Hey, Justin Steves is on pole here tonight.
Oh, wow.
So they will go green this time. Coming around. Thank you, JP, for the like. You're awesome.
Green flag.
And we are underway, green flag out and away here.
Yes, green flag is out. You see there, Brandon Moore took the lead. Will, and now we got some scuffage going on in the back here. So it's going to be interesting. 150 laps here tonight.
Yes, 150 laps here tonight at Richmond. I think that was Carter's. Carter having a moment coming out of turn number 2, having to gather it back up. I think he got loose on corner exit and gets swallowed up by the field there.
Just like that, Will, we saw the 4 get loose. Sorry for my delayed responses
Yeah,
here. I'm just adjusting a few things here. But yes, we saw Joe Stipe get loose there off going into one. So
Brandon Moore currently leading over Justin Steves, Philip Bridgman in 3rd position, Jason Pearson in 4th, Skylar Sixton in 5th, rounding out top 5. Aaron Bradford, James Hudson, 6th and 7th, Jacob Cotter. Rounding out the top 8, Tyler Myers, Christopher Campbell, Joe Stipe, Anthony Lane, Pete Woodrum, and Robert Amaro. I tell you, every time I pronounce Robert's last name, I'm going to pronounce it 2 different ways. I tell you what. That's okay. Ten laps into this race here.
Caution,
The other day,
out.
it was...
What can we do to try to help it if we
Oh! Caution is out. Looks like James Hudson there coming up off of turn number 4 just powers up and slides up into Aaron Bradford, whips around here. I think James probably thought that Bradford was going to not be there, possibly, because of how wide he floated up, but then he had a late exit, so. James able to really lock it down, get control of that car, so came decently long slide, but just about everybody comes down in pit here, except for Steves and Skyler Sixton, so those two drivers will stay out at the moment. They'll probably pit next time by. Justin Steves chooses to stay out, so
Alright, sorry, I was on. Alright, we're back. Yeah, so we saw that he had a little coming together with Bradford there. Looked like he had a little bobble coming off of four. No. Actually, no, looked like he got tight. And then he came up into Bradford and then parted the seas from there, so. Oh my goodness, excuse me, Will. My apologies.
all good.
Justice Steve's doing pretty good here, up here. I know Brandon got a little squirrely there, so. By the way, father surgery went very good from what I heard.
That's fantastic.
So they were giving Mama updates throughout the day. I know the stream is wrong. This isn't the Truck Series. It's the Cup Series. I just forgot to change that, which I thought I did, but apparently not. So. Anyway, they'll come back to green here, just like that. Justin Steves gets the great start there, but you see there Skyler keeping it ever so close. Going into the turn with Jacob Carter on the outside of Brandon. But Justin's going to look to secure the inside lane there as Skyler is going to try to get in between Carter and Justin Will. So I don't like that camera. I need to find it pretty decent. How's this one? There you go. It's a little bit better, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Bradford.
Caution. The fuck is the caution for? Wreck. I can't see shit.
Check and F's. So that looked like Bradford throttled up a little bit and then lost the rear of the car. Yeah, you see right there, as we see the rear start sliding away from. So this it's just like the setup side wheel. You have to be easy with the throttle. You can't.
Oh, of course.
And that's what a lot of the difficulties was for some. So it's all about knowing when to get on the throttle and when to get off the throttle. Like, unlike me, I like to just let it roll a little bit more. So, and then I'll get on the throttle. I don't know, it's just something about this track. Ever since they did the update, the cars handle a little bit silly, shall we say. So, second caution of the night. Justin Steve's still out. Phillips going to move up to second place. Carter comes in. Campbell comes in. Robert comes in. So, it is sure going to be a long night for them if they can finesse it a little bit under their throttle control. Where do they go next week? I have it. It's here somewhere. There it is. New Hampshire. So, the flattest of all flat tracks. So we see here, Justin's going to be the leader again with Phillip on the outside with a JP behind him and a Joe Stipe behind Phillip. And then Pete behind Pearson with a line behind Joe.
Green flag.
And the green flag is out. You see there, Phillip with a good run on the outside there with Justin to the inside. As Phillip looks to lead this lap.
Yeah, Phillip takes the lead away. So, Justin Steeves, Jason Pearson, that's the top three as they run at the moment from this restart.
Oh, that was close.
That was close indeed. So much scuffling going on, like you were mentioning earlier.
See Hudson there, rolling on the throttle. And Brandon Moore, I like that 88. Sharp looking paint there. I forgot where he ran that at. Dale, you're a better race enthusiast than I am.
I think there was a 600 scheme at one point.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
It's either 600 or July race at Daytona. One of the two.
As we heard there, Brandon Moore downshifted.
Well, even on the setup side of things, you know, Saturday side of things, Brian, he was shifting, you know, fourth to fifth to fourth on the Sundays.
Poor Joe. Loses it again. Oh, you see the looseness from Carter, Will.
Yeah, we saw he was loose earlier in the race, lost a ton of positions, so.
A throttle management.
This time he gets loose and whacks the wall coming out of turn number 2, so.
So the track is currently, Will, 70 degrees.
Only 70 degrees. That's what it says. That's an interesting track temp.
Right? We'll have to look at it a little bit later. See if it either goes up or it stays. But you see there, Carter gathered it up. So now he's pretty much good, Will. So I just figured out that Deegan's running that 15 to
Yeah, I showed you that.
I'm sitting here the whole time like, well, who the flip is driving?
You know Haley Diggins in the 15 and Xfinity. Come on now.
Sometimes.
It's like Scrappy Doo from Scooby Doo. You know, it's like they gotta shove Scrappy Doo down our throats, and that's NASCAR's version. You know what word I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Of Scrappy Doo. So long day, tiresome day, long day.
No, I don't blame you. You had a long day, which is understandable. So there's no hard feelings here. You're a very busy man lately, which is always a good thing. Never wanna...
Yeah, you don't want to be too dormant. You don't want to be too just get kind of too stove up and just stuck doing nothing really. So that's always nice to be out doing about, you know, like you talked about. Very surprised that someone else, well, Brandon Moore, Jason Pearson, they're kind of being a bit conservative, you know, letting Philip lead these laps, I'd have to say, you know. So,
Yes, sir.
not quite working our longest. Yeah, this would be our longest run of the evening, I think. All right.
I said, hold on, give me 1 second.
All right. Yes, I heard you. In total, 16 and a half seconds separates the entire field all the way back to Joe Stipe from the race leader. Brandon Moore getting up there and passing and getting by Jason Pearson, or at least trying to. In a fierce battle with JP at the moment. JP kind of keeping Brandon at bay. Ooh. Brandon Moore got the wall last time by. The top four only separated by 0.8 of a second here. And then, might as well say, 3 seconds back from Moore is Carter. but 4-car breakaway at the moment. Really impressive to see that not just one person
Alright,
driven
I'm
away
sorry,
at the
Will. I
moment.
am absolutely back. How to get the package.
All good, Brian.
But it looks like, Will, Justin is ever so slightly closing in on Philip.
That and Brandon has closed in on the back of JP, but can't really do anything with him because JP's been keeping Brandon at bay. Brandon's kind of gotten a bit tight behind JP and gotten up in the wall a little bit. So, yeah, very, very surprising here. 4-car breakaway, like I just got through mentioning before you got back. And everybody else, like I said, 3 seconds or more away from the field. Myers, I believe Myers and Bradford kind of going at it for 7th place, kind of, a little bit. Kind of. Not fully, but I believe they're kind of going at it as Brandon Moore trying to get back. Yes, he
JP hit
finally gets by Jason Pearson with a little assistance with the wall, I do believe, like you talked about. So.
Oh, you see there, Philip gets loose, so that's going to allow, well, I thought it was going to allow Justin to get underneath of him to make the pass, but fortunately it doesn't. Oh, it's going to happen right here going into turns 1 and 2. Three Chevys in the front and a Yoda. Oh, almost contact there with the 48 and the 24.
Yeah, this has been a great intense little battle here. Up here, longest run of the evening so far. Finally made it to the quarter mark. Lap 50 here. Like we've already documented, we've had 2 cautions early on. After that, been pretty mild-mannered logging the laps in, just logging here. Now we are finally coming up on the traffic to put people a lap down. Anthony Lane, Robert Amaral here. Joe Stipe, kind of the first 3 in the danger zone, in contention of going a lap down. They were having a good battle back here to see who was going to be the first person to go 1 lap down, that's for sure. Oh!
Yeah, that was close.
You got to be very careful. You just never know sometimes, when, they happen to use the same track as you. You got to give it to them. So sometimes it's like whenever you approach a car going down the highway and then they start weaving all over the place and you're just like, well, I really want to get away from you, but
right,
you got to do it very. Oh yeah, it can be for sure. Short tracks, especially here at Richmond, can be some of the most annoyingest places to try to pass, whether it be slow traffic or even a slower competitor just trying to gain a position, right? So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Lap 55 of 150 in the books, coming to 56. You see there, Brandon Moore is starting to approach Justin Steves. But Joe Stipe is fighting ever so hard with that car to stay on that lead lap. Dealing with some looseness, so
Kenny Wallace posted a picture on his social medias of him riding next to Richard Petty on the Cal Petty charity ride that the Petties do every year, and Richard's got a big trike, man. I tell you what, I guess that's Richard's bike, or it could be a loaner, but man, Richard's got a big trike.
Yeah, he does. I seen that earlier.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, the actual Cup race this weekend, you know, they had that 3-hour rain delay, and Richard Petty said, hey, I'm not going to be able to stick around. Can't give the command to fire engines because I'm meeting Kyle to go ride, on the cross country trip. And I thought, yeah, we know where the motorcycle rides hold more dear to his heart than just be hey, driver, start your engines, so I thought that was I thought that was cool,
Oh yeah. I
Didn't
absolutely
Jimmy
agree
Johnson
with you, sir.
didn't Jimmy give the command to fire engines, like he kind of stepped in for Richard? I missed the
Yeah, I think so. I think he did.
yeah. That's what I heard. I didn't get to see the command to fire engines, but Justin Steves in the lead of this race momentarily here. Brandon Moore trying to find a lane by him, or find a way by him. Got to remember, this is our front row. Pole sitter and second place, running first and second at the moment.
Yep.
Man, Phillip really fell off here, 3.5 seconds back in 5th position. Oh man. So
that's wild, ain't it?
That is. That's.
I guess
that
we're
is.
charging that much.
Well, like we talked about it, you were really going to see the people like JP and Brandon, even Justin. Justin didn't look like he was really applying too much pressure behind Phillip, right? He was just riding behind him, so almost a bit wild to see how quickly all the stuff, like all the good, got rubbed off the Goodyear Eagles of that 48 car that quickly. But 65 laps into this race, like I talked about earlier, already 2 cautions. Only 2 cautions at the moment. Like I said, could have been a lot worse, but
really could have.
Really working out or driving out to be very similar to how the setup side of things happened, except that race had a long green flag run to it, then had some cautions to it, right? So it's almost the opposite way with this one. Had a couple of early cautions, and then now we're getting a green flag run in. If I can remember right, you guys got what, like 80 laps or something like that, like 85 on a full tank, something like that. 75, 85. I'm trying to remember. I think SRU was either SRU or the AMS was just here, so it's. Oh, Joe finding the wall last time around. Hopefully Joe will be okay.
Hopefully.
Nope, Skyler's in the pit, so I believe it's a little bit less than 80 something laps. I think it's like maybe 78, maybe 82, something like that. If that, because you got to remember these guys came in and pitted earlier.
Yes, they did. Big time. Put all this. So yeah, we were getting about, if I can recall, like I didn't think it was 70. It might have been something like between 75 to 80 laps. I think you are right. Stuff. Sorry. Too much noise going on here. Lots of it. But Justin Steve's still out front, which is a good thing for now. But the problem is, for how much longer?
Yep, as we see this 3-car breakaway of Steve's Moore and Steve's Moore and Jason Pearson back here. So then we got basically 5 seconds back to Carter. So we had 4 cars up here. Phillip, like I said, all the good went off the Goodyear Eagles, so he's back there now, almost in Neverland, but like you said, Justin Steve's up here leading this race, man. I tell you what. I'm not saying it's a shocker, but, I always told Justin, you were capable of doing this. I just don't know, Will. I just don't think I need to be up there leading, being up there, blah, blah, blah. Like he always tries to give me these excuses and stuff. And I'm like, come on, Justin. I know you're capable of consistently running in the top 5, top 3, even leading laps. Come on. Prove it. Show me.
Oh, I think somebody got loose. But I think they saved it.
Brandon Moore in the pits, Brian.
Aha. So B. Moore in the pits.
He pits before Justin or Jason, so could this give him an advantage? Jason coming into the pits. I saw the CAM pop up on the bottom of the bottom of the screen, and I'm like, when did Cameron get in here? It shows you how tired I am. I'm just like, oh, Cameron, hey, buddy. So, yeah, just under halfway complete here in this race. Working lap 83, I do believe, 84, something in that ballpark. Justin bringing his hot rod into pit lane. So, all 3 of the top 3 runners kind of pitting, I want to say 2 laps from one another, literally. So, that's going to be 4 laps apart, I do believe, in total. 4 to 5 laps, I do believe, in total, that they will be apart. But Brandon pitted sooner, so we all know when you pit sooner, that means you get the fresh tire, slight advantage. So,
That is very
oh,
true.
Philip staying out. Oh, Philip. No. If anything, he should have pitted after Brandon pitted. For sure. He stayed out here way too long.
That's what I said. He might have stayed out a little bit too much.
Yeah, because then everybody, he was, Philip was either 4th or 5th when the pit cycle started. I feel like this is going to drop him down to maybe 8th at least. Maybe even further. You know, Brian, that fresh tire, you know, just you're lapping so much faster. The tire fall off here once you kind of run a tire stint. You know, it's going to take its toll on your lap time. You know, anywhere from 2.5, maybe even say, depending on your lap time, you can go as far as 4.5 seconds down here with tire fall off. And like you said, all about, you know, throttle commitment, throttle, you know, trying, basically just driving like you have an egg underneath the gas pedal here at Richmond. Like, when do you want to fully commit yourself back to the throttle just to give you enough oomph to go down these straightaways to get into the next sequence of left-handers?
That
Caution's
is the
out.
key. Oh, the caution's
What's
out.
your car doing, bud?
Tyler Myers. Oh, AB clipped him in the back, but why? Oh, my goodness, Tyler. Oh, we got a car around with Tyler. I think that's... Oh, that was James Hudson spinning, trying to avoid Tyler, so that's who that was. Man, oh man. So I think Brandon barely got back on the lead lap before the caution came out, but big winner here might be Philip for just going long. I was thinking, hey, might be bad strategy here because fresh tires and all that other good so forth. But no, going long here really helped out and benefited, I do believe, Philip here. Because all these other drivers, like, say, Justin and Jason and Jacob and Skyler and Christopher, you know, they're going to probably take the wave around here. And you're going to have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Sorry, you might
At
not
least.
see it 'cause back to the replay here. So this was going into turns 1 and 2. I think you lost it out of 2.
Yeah, right on the exit of 2.
It was right in the middle.
Oh, no, he starts losing it exactly right in the middle. The car just like, whoopsie-daisy. And this is on cold tires, too, so tires not fully up to temp.
Yeah, he did. Okay.
Oh, Skyler says, I will go down to the infield if I have to get away from you. And he almost saved it, but then, you know, it just got to the point to where it wasn't going to be saved, and the car, he did another good thing, just kind of locking it down, just being his own self in the crash. Almost got other people involved trying to do a 3-point turn, but that's okay. That happens.
Oh, absolutely, it does well.
Yes, even in the real world, people are like, oh, what's this guy trying to do? Turn around? Not on my time. So, like I talked about, yes, indeed, at least 7 drivers, 6, 7 drivers gets the wave around here. or the pass by, whatever you'd like to call it, whatever. So, and these guys are going to have to start behind. Those guys are going to have to start behind the lappers.
Yes, they are.
Almost a terrible blow for Justin. Like I said, having to start all the way at the back because, he was one of the top 3 runners qualified on the pole and everything, but the strategy he was caught out with this strategy, that's for sure. I guess we could do a crank it up if you want to after the restart.
Green flag.
Uh-oh. That was a janky start, now wasn't it?
Well, it's kind of going to be because of so few cars actually on the lead lap in a way, like how everybody had to kind of catch up and be in line and so forth, right?
Yes, sir. Alright. We can do a crank it up. The battery. Alright. So, we are going to our favorite section tonight, the crank it up portion of the night here. So, we're going to give you the awesome, great sounds of the next gen car, or I wouldn't say all, the great next gen, but listen to the battles out on track and enjoy it.
What have you got?
Caution is out here this evening again for the 4th time.
Right as I'm about to change the camera views.
Okay, we get to do 2 crank it ups, hopefully.
Once again,
Oh, AB, right on corner exit, the car just says, I'm out. And he just goes for a long slide. Luckily, he's able to cut it back, but I almost feel like, does he... Oh, he still saves it. Still saves it. He spins it out, and he gives it a nice little pirouette. I believe Pete misses him. Yes, he does. So, hey, he saves the car. He lives to fight a little bit longer, hopefully. I believe AB was only 2 laps down, or one or 2 laps down there. So, I mean, he's still in the fight for this race as far as, just he doesn't have too much damage to that car. Actually, I think he was on the lead lap. So many cars a lap down or not. During that pit cycle, you didn't know who was still on the lead lap and who wasn't. When we went back to the green, there was still a lap down, but I think Bradford had got his lap back. My apologies for saying he was 2. So this will help the drivers like Justin and a few others that were basically, as they were getting the restart, they were just catching up to the field, right? So
Yes.
this will help.
Oh, they're just out there messing around with each other.
Yeah, they are. They're just trying to freak us out. Good job on that. Raymond Moore took the lead away from Phillip on that restart, so
So they got 45 laps to go, Will.
yes, indeed. 45 laps remaining under caution here. As far as working this caution, we'll probably get the green with about 42, 41 laps to go, something like that. 42 to go. 43, 42. The question is this our final caution of the evening?
No.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. Hard to say.
It is.
We got Pete Woodrum 1 lap down, and then 2 drivers 2 laps down. Tyler Myers and James Hudson 2 laps down, respectfully. Joe Stipe, he's hit that right side wall, or right side of his car too many times, I do believe.
His car is off.
And green flag back out in the air. Real good even Steven start by both lanes of traffic there, Baskin. Brandon and Phillip side by side coming off of turn 2. Phillip and Brandon into a drag race. Carter almost bumping Phillip into turn 3.
Oh, Brandon gets sideways.
But he saves it. But he's going to have to recover here. He's going to lose at least 2 positions in that exchange of sliding. What a slide. Oh, Carter has a slide. He saved it. I thought he was going to ping pong into either Brandon or get some Kellogg's. Carter was like, no, I don't want to join the National Guard, but the Kellogg's looks nice.
I think the pallets are waiting down there. Oh, Justin goes around.
Man, pole sitter in one of the cars that's led probably some of the most laps this evening. Him, Phillip.
Hate to see it for Justin.
What happens here? Does the car...
He gets loose.
Oh, car just gets loose. He corrected it, and then, he twitches again. Man, oh man, you really hate these Gen 7 cars sometimes, don't you? But they can put on one heck of a show. Great racing at times, but man, it just goes to show you how on edge, how icy conditions at times it can be piloting one of these Gen 7 cars. the WEC World Endurance Championship is at Spa this weekend, so you know what that means. It's only 1 month away until we're, like a month and a week or like a month. Anywho, next month is the 24 Hours of Le Mans, so we know what that means for me. I will... Well, you hush now. Anyway, but a lot of stuff to be taken in the next coming weeks, as far as you know, the Nürburgring 24, the Monaco Grand Prix for Formula One. You got the World 600 for NASCAR at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You've got, like I just said, the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Then in a couple of weeks after that, you've got the 24 Hours of Spa. So, you know, it's just all over the place. I'll tell you what. So I believe Pete, where do you go? Pete Woodrum gets his lap back there. Myers, Hudson, they're going to be battling, fighting, clawing, digging, scratching, whacking each other with a bar stool, trying to be the number one contender for their lap back there.
That they are. Oh, looked like Tyler got a little honey damage.
Yeah, just a little bit. Somebody trying to be a backdoor man, it looks like. Anthony Lane and Robert Amaral out of the race, unfortunately. Hate to see it.
Jacob Carter still in his Home Depot looking thing. But Bridgman's up front. Brandon Moore, Campbell. Bradford, there you go.
Where'd you get your trophy from? Yeah, or like, what?
Yep, that's from the race I did on Friday.
What is that, a participation trophy?
Nope, it was for winning the race.
Oh my word!
It was either take that or the $250, but I'm not greedy, so I took the trophy.
Yes, I'm going to take how much the trophy cost.
Now the
Or do you want the trophy?
Trophy cost about $340.
I'd be like, yeah, this
Green flag.
Green flag that?
Anyway,
Well,
yes, green flag,
actual,
back out in the air. No, I was kidding. Oh yeah, that's a pretty thing. Yeah, it's a nice little thing there.
It is pretty. Oh, Bradford gets loose again into Tyler Myers.
Cogs out.
Man.
Hey man, your mic sounds like it's a little far away from your mouth again. Just double check that for us.
Oh, don't worry, Chad. My mic is not far away from my mouth. So we see here Tyler's going into turn one. What the hell? Oh, Brad, that happened way up there. Poor Bradford.
I tell you, with the slow motion and everything, it looked very majestic before he came down and collected Tyler.
See there?
It almost
Myers
seemed like he was
locks it up
supposed to be drifting. Oh, man.
That's just a very gruesome lick.
Tyler's definitely not getting a lap back, but is James going to get a lap back? But I think James might, since the contact happened before the caution came out.
I am not
but
sure.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows?
Because I think when Bradford went around, he might have skimmed the rear of James. So I think he will stay 2 laps down, unfortunately.
So, while we have a moment, real quick, points run down here, about the top 26, top 25 in points here. Jason Pearson, 407 points overall, leading the points here. Christopher Campbell in second. By the way, Jason has a pretty decent margin. It's about 32. It's over 30 points, let's just say that. Joe Stipe, third place man in points. Then Aaron Bradford, fourth. Tyler Myers, fifth. We just saw those two getting involved, like AB having. Anywho, so Tyler Myers, Jaden Sanchez in sixth position. Pete Woodrum, seventh. Justin Steves, eighth. Brandon Moore, ninth. Philip Bridgman, 10th. James Hudson, 11th. Jacob Carter, 12th. Chris Cornett, 13th. Donna Connolly, 14th. Skylar Sixton, 15th. Robert Amaroff, 16th. Cameron Smith, 17th. Matthew Hunsaker, 18th. Eric Bordier, 19th. Brian Swartz, he's got the power of the Swartz. He is in 20th position in points. Richard Johns, 21st. Paul Lawson, 22nd. Randy Busquet, 23rd. Don't see much of Randy anymore. Randy must have fell into a black hole. Austin Moore, 24th. You got a three-way tie for 24th. Austin Moore, Joshua Small, and Anthony Lane. Whenever they fix Joshua's basement, we might get to see Joshua.
Right?
So that's the points on the Thursday side of things as they run before this race. Everybody doubled up, ready to go again on the restart here.
Yes, Jaden, we know we haven't did nothing. We just left it as it is. So technically, you are in sixth.
Yes, you are in sixth still. Everybody is still, Anywho, 30 laps to go. We will be 29 when we get the stripe after that Ford Mustang. Don't know what. I want to say that's.
Green flag.
We're not going to worry about it. We've done that before about what Mustang that is. We're not going to worry about it. Everybody going up through the gears on the restart here. Hopefully no wheel spin, nothing like that. But we do see a little bit of. Oh! Carter in the grass. He is part of the Carter. Oh, that's Campbell Lawn Care Service. My bad, not Carter Lawn Care Service. I don't know how that happened. I think he might have spun the tires and got punted or something. They're gonna maybe get a replay if we can. Oh, JP, something. Oh, no, okay, maybe he was just letting Skyler by there for a moment. I think he might have got loose off of turn 4. Yeah, he did. He got wicked loose. He got wicked slideways. Almost spun out of that number 13 machine. So, man, oh man, the track evolution truly has changed. Sun is completely gone now. We kind of started the race right as the sun was setting. We've had mixtures of comers and goers and movers and losers. So, interesting race.
The track temp is now 69 degrees.
Nice. Oh, Joe Stipe with a slide again in the back, but he went off the racing surface, so that's not going to fester a caution. Brandon Moore and Philip Bridgman exchanging blows for the lead here, as Jacob Carter's right behind, kind of lurking, watching that battle afoot. Brandon gets by Philip. Philip now trying to hold off Jacob. You got Skyler. Oh, Jacob. Something happened there. We missed it. The camera cut away.
Caution's out.
Yep, I don't know why I did
Did you
it.
hear any static? Like somebody was keying up on your radio just a few minutes ago? 10-4.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, Chad, it was only Will.
Yeah. Carter going into turn 1 here. Phillip gets loose ahead of Carter. Carter goes really high. I don't know if there was contact or not. Going to have to get a different view after this view. And then we just do some drifting here, some pirouetting, trying to just save it, miraculous saving here. But caution still comes out because iRacing was just like, I don't like how you were in the danger zone here, and then Skyler's like, I'm just going to finish you off. Get out my way. Which sometimes there's just nothing you can do but just help that competitor just completely spin out here. Going to have to get maybe a far chase or like bumper to bumper cam or something because almost I couldn't tell if there was contact that second time of asking or not. Almost going to have to turn the camera sideways or something, Brian, and just see how it goes that way. There could have been some net code. There could have been some net code to where Jacob going into turn 1 sends Phillip a good shunt. Maybe right on board with Jacob or something. This view should suffice. No. Okay, so Jacob gets tight into the corner. Finally, the car starts to turn. Phillip, I think the car just loses away from Phillip. And, they both just having a heck of a ride here. And like I said, Skyler just kind of there finishing off Carter. Nowhere for Skyler to go, truly.
Hate to see it for them.
Oh, yeah.
But we know Carter's quick, so he can get back up there. So.
Well, Carter's quick, but he's also been sliding all night tonight. Woodrum got his lap back. He's back on the lead lap. So, or Hudson, my apologies. I think I was trying to talk about Hudson. I believe Hudson finally got the cautions he needed to be back on the lead lap. Woodrum's been back on the lead lap for a few cautions now. I just saw Woodrum and I'm like, oh, yes, Woodrum.
Yep, so Hudson should get... He'll probably now be 1 lap down. So Carter is still right there, so... But Brandon's
as long as
here, so...
as long as you're still on the lead lap, and there's only a handful of cars in this race, right, Brian? So as long as you can stay on the lead lap, anything could happen on the closing laps, and you could have a real good top 5, maybe even a podium finish here this evening. So green flag back out in the air. Brandon getting a good launch. JP kind of blinked a moment, being put almost 3 wide, but everybody trying to give room, thinking better of these situations. So under 20 laps to go now, 19 laps remaining, 18 here at the stripe. Can we stay green for 18 more circuits? Are we going to see another terrible towel? Skyler Sixton moved into the podium positions. He's now setting 2nd currently. As Carter and AB beating each other's doors off.
17 laps to go. Oof. See, this boy's getting a little squirrely. The Carter now gonna put the pressure on Mr. Steves here. Oh, there goes Phil.
Caution. What'd you have there, bud?
I think that could be a broken toe link, maybe.
15 laps remaining here, and Philip just loses it coming out of turn number 2, getting back to the throttle. Like I talked about, trying to just get enough throttle to get yourself back into turn number 3. Yeah, that's a broken car right there.
Well, I think he might need that forklift to maybe lift him to the back. Maybe, I don't know, because I wouldn't want to drive it back. That's for sure. He might be all right.
It might be askew just a little bit, but like you said, I think it may be a bit. Hard. Oh yeah, and especially how he had the wheel pointed when he hit right at the good enough angle to maybe bend or maybe just break something. You never can tell with how fragile these chassis seem to be at times with these Gen 7 cars. You know, it's almost a 50-50. Every time you get in the wall, any angle, you're always questioning, oh, did I break something? You know, so.
Yep.
Man, oh man.
Slick track, I think, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, it looks like a slick track all night, and also another thing, it looks like it's been kind of difficult for the rubber to actually get rubbered in at this evening. Like normally Richmond can rubber in pretty well, but it almost still looks like a fairly green racetrack, Brian. That the chill temperature with the track temp could have a thing to do with the rubber not actually, because even when you have the wall-mounted shots, it doesn't look like a lot of rubber's been laying down here on the sim this evening. So the track evolution sure has really changed from the drop of the initial green flag to now, yes, but we've also seen this in real life where the rubber just doesn't lay down.
Yeah, and we've seen that earlier on in the NASCAR season where it was just utter chaos with the track not taking the grip. Or
it would actually make it would make the rubber of the tires actually degrade worse, not with the track not rubbering in. And so then that meant that we saw it at Richmond, Bristol. Where else did we see it at, Brian? I'm trying to remember now. But yes, we have seen.
It was Bristol. You're right. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, Bristol, Richmond. Was it Dover too?
Dover, yes. No,
yes.
It wasn't at first, but then it instantly started picking up the rubber once they got in the lanes that they wanted, and it started eating the rubber. So we're going to be coming back roughly 9 to go. So.
Yes, 9 laps remaining here. So is it going to be a 9-lap shootout? We going to get another caution? Man, we've had 8 cautions sprinkled into this race here. You wouldn't really have thought about it with having the long green flag running that we have had. But I tell you, it's been an action-packed race.
That it has.
Brandon Moore is going to be leading the inside field to the green. Skylar Sixton's got the outside. He's got Justin out there with him as well. Kisper Campbell's out there. Pearson Carter's on the inside with Bradford. So pace car is going to the safety and confines to pit road. And green flag is back out. We got to do something with the Chad overlays, I tell you. He gets hostile sometimes. Brandon with a couple of car lengths lead coming off of turn number 2. 8 laps remaining, going to get 7 at the stripe. Or no, 8 laps at the stripe. I'm always ahead of myself. I'm always getting ahead of myself. Always. Carter just doesn't know which lane he wants to set his car in, trying to pick and choose. Bridgman back in the wall again on corner exit. Pearson going to run Skylar up the track a little bit on corner entry to turn 3. Making Skylar have to compromise his entry there on the outside lane. So, good side-by-side battle. But, Pearson's... Oh, no. Oh, man. Pearson gets slideways coming off of turn number 2. Overcorrects. And back up into Carter he comes. No caution at this moment in time. But now Jason looks like a modified and has severe steering problems. And Carter... Yeah, I was going to say Carter's pretty broken as well. So, hate to see that. Because, both Jason was running top 3, top 5 all night. Justin now back inside the top 3. He brought Campbell with him. Justin now challenging Skylar again.
Really doing a great job, man. We'll keep working on this thing for you. How you doing inside there? You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, Chad. Thanks for asking. So, I tell you, man, drive back recovery for Justin. He might have been caught out in 4th position, though. Maybe. At time of the caution. So, riding on board with Aaron Bradford, what transpires here? And just gets loose coming off of turn number 2. And the car whips around. Hate to see it. Luckily, no one else involved in this incident.
Hate it for Carter and JP. They both had a very fast car. It was just a matter of time before one of them got loose and pulled the old...
Yeah, nowhere to go for Carter in that incident. Whenever JP overcorrected, he just came back up the track and wham, blam, thank you, ma'am, into Carter. JP did. So just, nowhere to go. Just truly racing deal there. So... Hate to see it. Like he said, JP was running, like I said, top 5, top 3 all evening long. And Carter, he was having a back and forth. He was hot, then he's cold, cold, hot, hot, cold. As far as, didn't know if he's going to be loose or not. I tell you, if Skylar can time Brandon's restart, Skylar might have something for Brandon. All in timing, though. As Skylar's motto has kind of been picking up after Brandon. He just wants to be in the booth after the race. He just wants to get talked to. He just wants to be heard. So, but, you got to be there at the end, and that's what Skylar's been doing. He's been making sure he's being here at the end.
We're gonna have.
Can you choose an iRace?
Only in leagues you can choose. Just in leagues you can choose.
No. You don't even know what I was gonna say. So like the rear view mirror, like the digital rear view mirror in the next gen car. You can choose where you want it in the car.
No, that stays there, but the mirror, you can move
Okay,
it.
okay. Now what? Now, whenever you say I can move it, what mirror are we talking about?
The
Can I
virtual
move?
mirror.
Okay, so like the virtual mirror that's normally at the top of the screen,
Yeah,
I
you
can
can move
just
that.
say I could put that like where like Denny Hamlin has his like digital mirror on his dash.
Yeah.
Interesting, because once I truly ever do, just final, food for thought. So who do we have in the booth with us for the final laps of this race, Brian?
Mr. Carter.
Jacob Carter, man. Well, thank you, Jacob, for joining us. Sucks that you getting caught up in all the melee whenever you wasn't out there trying to figure skate yourself. It seems like a treacherous track. It seems like just a one heck of a track here this evening, Jacob.
It's definitely slick, especially on cold tires.
Does it seem like the track's not taking rubber?
No, no, it's not taking nothing. There's no
I
give
thought
at
so.
the track,
Flag.
and it's worse on the back stretch.
It seems like a backstretch has been calamity, just alley. So green flag back out in the air, Jacob. Anyway, Brandon gets a good jump here. Yep. I'm one of those types of people. If I have the last name, that will be the name I speak of. Oh, Justin getting alongside Skyler, going into turn 3 here. That's going to really scramble those things up. Coming to the white flag. White flag is out. Brandon, he's riding off into the sunset. You almost hate to say it, but everybody's just scrambling for second place, playing a chess game back here. Who's going to get second? Brandon's winning the race. Skyler holding off
that was
everybody.
a battle for third.
Chris barely got it.
Yes,
Oh
he
man!
did. I gotta go back.
Chris barely got it.
Yes, he did. Whew.
Campbell
Wow.
out of nowhere, sneaking in to get this podium. Thank you for confirming that the track was just as I already thought. Like just,
Yeah.
I said earlier, it looked like it wasn't taking rubber, and it's got to be a handful to drive when the track's not taking rubber.
Yeah. Going out on the back stretch, there's that famous hump of Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hit it just wrong, it slings you. It slings you sideways. And then once you come out of 3 and 4, coming out of it, you can, I guess, counter up towards the wall, and it won't be as bad. And so it's a moody track. It's definitely a moody track.
Well, thanks, Jacob, for all that input. Love to hear it. And Brandon Moore burning it down here this evening. So we win. Brandon won both Richmond races.
Yeah, but if Jacob didn't wreck out, I'm sure he would have had something for him.
I was trying.
Skyler almost did, but I think he spun the tires, and then it was just on from there for second. But man, oh man.
Well, see, it's funny because I told everybody, I'm like, Carter likes his short tracks if he has the grip.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do the top 10. You'll do the remaining, okay?
Sure, there'll only be 4 left. Oh,
exactly.
Okay.
So,
I see what you're doing. Go ahead.
No, yeah, you're. I thought there was more. Brandon Moore, Skyler Sixton, and Christopher Campbell. That's the podium finishers. Justin Steves, photo finish for third. Philip Bridgman, James Hudson, Aaron Bradford, Pete Woodrum, Jason Pearson, Tyler Myers. That's the top 10. Jacob Carter. Everything but his name. Joe Stipe, Anthony Lane, Robert Amaral. That rounds out the field. Thank you, each and every one of you drivers coming out and participating this evening. Love to see it here at Richmond. So while Brian and Jacob rounding up the podium finishers here, one heck of a Richmond race. I don't know. We heard how Jacob thought, how it was handling and everything. It was a handful, right? So very, very. Richmond has always been a driver's track. And, if you can't really navigate Richmond, there's really a whole lot of other short tracks you're going to have a whole lot of fun with. I say that with a whole heart of sarcasm, because you're not going to have fun if you can't have fun at Richmond.
Oh,
Um,
look! All three of us can ask each driver a question. Look at that.
Oh god.
That is perfect. I'll start with Chris, and then we'll let. I don't care which one of you two do, either Skylar or
okay,
Brandon.
Jacob will do Skylar. I'll do. Okay, man, this got weird. Anyway,
Even though I was in the race, you know, I know how they
yes,
performed.
you turned into a pit lane reporter call, Edwards. It's okay.
Don't ever.
Oh, okay, he wasn't a Carl fan. I understand. I wasn't
I
either.
love Carl.
Okay then.
How dare you?
Well, how dare you not take the compliment of me calling you someone I didn't like?
Well, I didn't.
Alright.
Anyways.
Yes. Anyways,
Campbell,
sister.
what it be?
Well, get to it, Brian.
What's going
Yeah,
on?
there we go.
What's going on? Wow, what a very close finish for third place between you and the
Coming out of nowhere.
20 with Justin there.
Yeah, that was pretty close. That was a fun race. I thanked him afterwards for giving me room and not making this door bang going down the back stretch there. That was a good race. That was fun.
Yep. Anyway, sir, awesome job on the podium finish. Well, as we saw, there are a lot of ups and downs early on. Explain to me how the overall track was, how the car was, what was the difficult part, and what was just going through your mind throughout the race.
It's Richmond. It's famous for being slick on exit, and you just got to watch your throttle control. And for the most part, I did a pretty good job of that tonight. And I had one little slip up on a restart, and for some reason, I could not get it to switch gears. And I was in second gear, and somehow or another, it went down to first. I don't know if I hit the paddle shifter. But Jacob had given me a bump, but it wasn't him that turned me. But when I went down in the first gear, it spun around, and that brought out a caution and put me back at the rear of the field again.
Right. It seemed like you had a fair run tonight compared to your other core group over there. A little difficult for him, but don't worry, Bradford. I love you, buddy. Next week is, I think, New Hampshire.
Yeah, I'm New Hampshire is one of them deals where I just aim to finish at the lead on the lead lap. I mean, I've found my way up in the top of the points of this series that we're running, and if I can just stay close to JP and be on the lead lap, I'll be happy with the outcome in New Hampshire.
Well, I think he did finish ahead of him. He did get into a little. He did overcorrect into Mr. Carter, and that set those two out of the ordeal. So you might have gained somewhat, a little bit more of a closer gap with finishing third compared to him. So you are ever so slightly ticking away at that lead with JP. So, and as you said, the mindset going into New Hampshire is just pretty much ride, get the comfort
right.
for the track.
Yep, ride and keep your nose clean. Try to stay out of trouble. There's just like here. There's going to be people taking, can't watch the throttle pedal.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Carter will help you out. Carter's pretty good at New Hampshire. He can tell you the marks to get around there. Anyway, once again, awesome job. Not a long race at all. You guys end up getting through quick. That's why I like these short tracks, because they're beautiful. They take time. They the laps tick away quick. But anyway, sir, you're the man.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it.
And why don't you go ahead and give your thanks, shout outs, your loves, whatever you want to do. Go ahead and do it.
We'll shout out BNR Racing League tonight and let them have the love they put it on. Make it fun. Keep it interesting.
Absolutely. And your business, the Bearded Bear Customs, and
Yeah, Bearded Bear Custom Hides, our custom leather shop.
okay.
Don't forget about that.
Exactly. I was going to say, Chris, out of all things. But hey, awesome job.
Right.
Your business is going strong, keeping you busy too as well. I love to see it. Every now and then I tune in to give you a little follow on there and all that other fancy jazz. But awesome job on the P3. I know you guys got some looking things to do, but shouldn't be too long. A lot of it's all simple. So awesome job, buddy. And I'll be talking to you in a little bit.
I guess.
All right.
Am I interviewing?
Siggy. Oh, Siggy.
Siggy. Okay.
Oh, Sky.
Good. I have notes. I have notes this time, so I don't mess up.
There you go.
There you
You
go.
should have notes. You erased him.
Anyway,
Got that. I mean,
Sky.
Oh, what's up?
How's it going?
Another time in the booth. It's always
There you
good.
go.
Skylar, P2. Tell us how the car was handling for you in the final laps of everything.
To be honest, it's Richmond.
Yeah, I understand. You know, I was racing and I told Brian, I was like, just put me in the booth. I'll watch it from there. It's definitely slick. It was definitely slick going back on the back stretch and hitting that hump, and then 3 and 4. It was terrible.
What was weird was I was battling a tight car.
Really?
And then towards, I would say the middle of the run, the car would be free and I can get it to where I want it to go. And towards the end, yeah, it was a little loose, but it was manageable.
Right. Do you think you could have done anything different to catch Brandon in the final laps at all?
No.
No.
No. It was a race in which I'll be honest, I don't like this track.
Yeah.
I don't like this track, but at the same time, it's always fun. It's Richmond.
Hey, you gotta love it this time. P2, I mean, that's not bad.
P2, but I don't know. Brian knows. I've been in the boost a lot lately. I feel that win coming soon.
Oh, yeah. So next week is New Hampshire. What is your strategy there?
Send it. I don't know. Just I don't know. For some reason, iRacing. I don't know what it is. I hate short tracks, but I do well there. I don't know if it's just the way you manage races and whatnot. For a short time there, I actually thought I was going to be in some deep hole to crawl out of. I was actually 2 laps down for a little bit. I pitted early, thinking that everybody was gonna kind of extend the laps, and I got behind on the pit cycle for a little bit. But I was trying to one-stop it towards the end, so then I started seeing everybody was short pitting as well. So I don't know. Today was kind of a little bit of luck and a little bit of I guess driver error around me. So
I understand that. Understand that 100%. You got any shout outs you want to give?
Thank you, everybody, for watching, tuning in. Everybody that puts on the show, it's always good. It's always fun.
Alrighty, Skylar. Well, thank you for coming in. P2. We're going to send you back up there. Nice talking to you, bud.
Appreciate y'all.
Well done.
I
got this in the bag. I'll learn.
I know you do. You learn a lot. As long as you're in there with me and Will. Well, listen. You gotta listen to the way Will and Brandon talk. You're gonna sit there and die laughing. It happens all the time. That's why I always end up flicking my headset up.
Let me go get some food and I'll listen.
They'll probably be talking for a good 15 minutes, so you should be alright.
I'm listening. Let's go.
Brandon Moore.
What's up?
Go ahead, Will.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon. So, I thought for the longest time Philip was going to have the right strategy. Justin, somebody. You qualified outside pole with Justin. Justin qualified on the pole. What you think about? First off, what you think about Justin actually qualifying on the pole, leading laps up, doing something that we know he can actually do if he actually tried?
I'm proud of him. I'm glad he was able to do that. That's good for him. I hope that'll build some confidence and lead to more success.
Exactly. Don't worry about where you finished tonight. Had a great drive back recovery photo finish, with Chris. Outstanding. But anyway, like we talked about, there was so much strategy going in play with this race. You, Pearson, Justin had like a 5-lap difference whenever you guys were having that green flag cycle pit stop. Then Philip. Gonna start calling pesky Phil because like he had the strategy of like, you know what, I'm gonna go longer. I'm gonna see.
I think I had that in the bag if it stayed green with that strategy because I think I had like a 5-second lead if it stayed green.
Yeah, I was thinking, because you were the first out of the three after Philip bore the good off the Goodyear Eagles, right? He slipped back like there was only 3 of you then, and then you were the first one to make that commitment into pit road, and then that started that whole chain of events, right? So I'm kind of like you. I feel like you would have had that advantage with the fresh tire. Carter said that the track was not taking in rubber. It also looked like it wasn't taking in rubber.
It was real loose.
Yeah, a lot of mixture conditions. Skyler said he was battling a tight car.
Especially when I pitted and the rest of them stayed out early on, and I was restarting like P13. I burned it up trying to get to Steve's, and I was just way too loose to make any kind of move on him at all. I saw that. It had no corner exit. None.
Like you got up behind him. And I couldn't tell if it was a mixture of just the track not rubbering in at the time.
Yeah, you just no grip. It just wouldn't do it. It just the tires were overheated by that point. By the time I got up there,
exactly.
It's like I want to say you have to put an egg under your gas pedal for it to be stable.
Oh, it was, yeah. But
so
once it got clean air though, the car is fast as crap.
Something I forgot to mention, I noticed in the custom in the open series on Saturdays, I forgot to mention whenever we were talking to you then, you were shifting from 4th to 5th, 5th to 4th, 4th to 5th. Was that in an effort to keep the car some type of traction with the rear of the wheels, or what type of tactic do you use that there? Because you were doing it in this race and the open race.
So the only time I really was doing anything with 4th gear was mainly on those initial restarts. So when you come off that initial restart and you can just keep it in 4th there into 1 and 2, and then you can use 4th gear to give yourself some more drive, and it will not hardly peg out the red line by turn 3, and then you can use the same kind of rotation with 4th gear coming out of 4, and then you'll shift by the start finish line, and then you're kind of back in your usual momentum pace.
Exactly.
So it's really good on that initial start. I would say as far as for like long run momentum and pace, I would leave it in 5th. But restart, it was good.
I saw you, especially on like the initial start and restarts, like you talked about. Like anytime you had like fresh tires, right?
Well, you've seen that one initial restart. It was like 2.2 second gap in 3 laps, something like that.
Yes.
I mean, that restart was insane.
Yeah, you had a good jump. And
then the caution came out, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that was that was with 9 to go. I think that restart that you're talking about. Yes. So yes, the 5th, 4th gear little tactic or thing there with the fresh tires. I was because I saw you were doing it. Like I said, on the open side of things, and I was like, man, I never got around to talking to Brandon about that, and I'm for sure, if nothing happens to this man, I'm going to talk to him about it tonight about the shifting. You never know in motorsport what's going to happen. if a
So now the
snowplow
secret's
comes
out.
up. Right, well, I mean, I wouldn't really call it a state. You know, you can ride on board with everybody while you
That's
spectate,
true.
and
That's true.
and you get to see what gear they're in. Like you don't get to see all the temperatures of their cars and stuff, but you get to see the lap time they're running, and you get to see what gear they're in. And I like that. You know, being able to see the digital dash and everything from like a fan presenter, you know, all these different hats we have to wear, right? Like I love being able to see just a few things to understand, okay, well the car's in this gear currently, or he just did this lap time. It's okay to see certain little details while you're in the in car. Anywho, so
I'll
much
tell you
talking.
one thing. There was a couple of times where you didn't get to talk to me, and I got super loose. I about wrecked it 3 or 4 times.
I thought you were going to get collected up whenever Myers had his spin. I thought he was going to collect a couple of people trying to get back going pointed straight. I thought, man, I thought for sure there was going to be a pileup because somebody, I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it might have been Jacob, got loose.
Who was it
And-
that was stopped and turned exit of 4, and I about freaking plowed over him when I was freaking leading, but I missed their rear end, and they were sitting in the top groove. Did you all see that?
Oh man,
I don't know who it was, but I missed them by like inches.
It was either Bradford. It was either Bradford or Tyler because that was most of the Reds.
Yeah, I was making my usual noises that I make when the oh crap moments are happening.
Oh!
yeah, you kind of sound like a Three Stooge. Yeah,
Yeah.
Three Stooges. Yeah. Next week, New Hampshire, that flat, you know, maybe 6 degrees of banking, if that. I think it's like 4 something low. Like it's flat, right?
I
It's
love New
almost
Hampshire.
Milwaukee, right? Like you and rhythm tracks, rhythmic. But the Magic Mile, man, what basically a similar mindset that you had going into Richmond, or what?
Yeah, I'd be pretty similar to Richmond. I love these style of racetracks. They suit me well. I just don't know why, but
So maybe
it should be a
back-to-back
good race.
wins on the
Yeah, it
Thursday
could be.
side of things. Like you,
Could be.
Or Jacob could come up there and spoil
He
it
could.
for you.
Jacob will get loose again.
I'm pretty sure I won there last year. I think I did.
Just kidding.
Last
I
year,
think you-
fixed side was Brock Page.
Was it Brock?
Yeah, it was.
I
Brock.
know I won one race at New Hampshire.
You
was
did.
one of them.
I think it was.
That was Xfinity.
It was Xfinity. Yeah, you
Yep.
had that thing sliding.
Oh yeah, I think I lapped them. I think that
Yes,
was
you
the
did.
big lap race, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was down to you and Jacob. It was down to you and Jacob. And I think Jacob lost it in the last turn coming to the checker.
Alright. Me and Brandon can fucking drive,
What?
okay? We
Okay,
love
well.
racing each
It
other.
doesn't matter.
Wait,
Man, it was
Jack,
all good.
Jack and House already ruined it for us, so it don't
I
matter.
I know.
about ruined Jacob when I had to switch grooves because I was about to run over somebody in front of me and I had to jump up in front of his nose.
Oh my god, yeah, that got me so loose. I was like,
You know why I did as soon as you saw it, because I was about to kill that man.
you was, yeah.
He got in the corner too slow, damn it.
Anywho, so yes, Brandon, congratulations on the win here. Like I said, I didn't know if it was going to be Justin, didn't know who it was going to be, Jason. You know,
Yeah, I think we're going to
everybody
keep this paint scheme on here. I think it's lucky.
well, you know, you still you think everything's lucky once you win in it. But
Yeah, but it's won twice. It's won back-to-back races.
you see, this is exactly what I mean. Anyway, so maybe going in for a three-peat at New Hampshire.
Now,
So,
once it loses, though, it's going right off the car. We're probably going to go back to the. We're going to go back to the orange.
we need to find the Mountain Dew paint scheme like the old.
It's
like,
on there. It's on there.
Is it on
know
there?
it's-
Oh yeah, it's on
Yeah,
there.
the Mountain Dew, like the Mountain Dew that he ran at Bristol and Darlington.
Hold on.
Before like the throwback weekend was actually a thing, you know. Anyway, other final thoughts, shout outs, anything else you'd like to add before we close out, you know, the show?
I just want to do my usual shout outs. Thank the broadcast booth. Thank all the competitors who came out to put on a good show tonight. Thank all the people who were watching from their couches or wherever they were watching from. And I look forward to next week, and hopefully we'll have similar conversations at New Hampshire.
Well, like I said, congratulations yet again. Looking for a three-peat next week, next Thursday, same bat time, bat channel. Thank you again for talking to us, Brandon. And Jacob coming in, helping out on the final restart and so forth. Being a pit lane reporter, like I said, so appreciate it. So
Tony Stewart up in there.
Kind of. Like I said, pretty overall.
When they stole the mic from that one dude, started talking.
Yes, that was a good time. Good times, man. The old shenanigans that the drivers would actually pull off whenever the drivers had more personality than what they can. They have personality, yes, but it's like not like they used to did. Anywho,
Yeah, it ain't the same.
Yeah, it's not. It's not quite the same. It's still there, but it's not. Anywho, so yes, it was a fantastic race. I thought pretty good Richmond race. You could have had 16 cautions. We only had 8, so that's pretty good. Under 10 cautions for a short track, with over 10 people. Hey, that's a win in my book. So, fantastic race. You had a lot of comers and goers. Like I said, you didn't know who for sure was going to really be the one to watch and the closing ordeals, but then once Brandon got the clean air, and it's almost like, oh right, well as long as he don't step on it on the restart, it's almost like it's all right. Anyway, this rounds out the week. Like I said, next week will be somewhere for the trucks, and then we'll be at New Hampshire, the Magic Mile. Yes, that's right, Mid-Ohio. Don't step on it there, Brandon. That'll be back-to-back seasons if you do.
We will not do that.
Come on. Anyway, so, like I said, New Hampshire next week. We are, where are we Saturday? Me and my bird up in the booth.
The Roval.
The Roval for me and Chris Camary. That is going to be fantastic. Shoot me dead now. Anyway, thank each and every one of you drivers, like I've already said, coming out participating in this race. And if you haven't, thanks for watching. Each and all of you fans, whether it was on Twitch, Facebook, wherever you found us on, coming out, tuning in, and giving us a shout, cheering on your favorite driver. Even if you didn't cheer on, you cheered on in your mind. We love it. Anyway.